of representatives and senators, your Democratic team with representatives and senators, where I'm talking how I vote on women's issues, on LGBT issues, on union issues, on issues of Main Street. We're all on the team, and we understand we gotta get ourselves a Democratic governor.
So Charlie starts to give his very first speech as a Republican governor. And he starts talking about renewable energy and the environment. And we're all kind of looking at each other in the back 2 rows and saying, you know, what is this? And believe me, in the front rows, they were doing the same thing, only not so happy. Then he talked about women's rights, and then he started on education. And finally, I looked, Terry Fields is a legislator from Jacksonville, and he sat next to me, and Susan Booker sat next to him on the aisle. We were on the right side in the back. And I said, he's talking our language. So the moral of this story is, when Burt says that Charlie Crist was a Democrat long before he ever switched, he had nothing to gain as a Republican governor telling us what he believed in that didn't necessarily go along with what his party did, but he did it anyway. You know why? Because he thought it was the right thing to do. And now we have the opportunity to elect someone who not only is a Democrat, but is brave enough to do hard stuff. I have loved him since he was governor. I have seen the good things he's done, and he has always been the Democrats' governor.
The current governor wanted to eliminate all the conservation easements and sell all of that property that we as taxpayers paid for. We believe in public education as an investment in the future because the future is so important. And we have to assure not only us, but all the future generations that we are going to elect a governor that elects good people to our Florida Supreme Court, and I believe that Charlie Crist is going to be that man.
Paulette is 100% right. The Supreme Court, when Barack Obama was running, many of you in this room heard me say, it's not about the president. That's not the most powerful job in the land. It's about the Supreme Court of the United States, and we may not be affected by it, but our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren will be affected by it for many, many years to come. That's why you have to vote and get the people out to vote for Charlie Crist for governor.
Goodness gracious, every year it's the same issues that they absolutely love to pass. They love to pass gun legislation. Love it. I actually think they believe that everyone should be able to defend their ground and shoot whenever they want, however they want. I really do believe it. It's almost like it was the front page of the Palm Beach Post yesterday that another gun incident happened in the United States at a school. And if you turn into the inner pages of the Palm Beach Post, it went on, I think there's been 74 gun-related incidents at schools since the incident in Connecticut. 74 of them. 20,000 people die a year, 19,000 to 20,000 people die a year from guns. And the Republicans don't want to alter the stand your ground. They don't want to have common sense gun legislation, background checks, waiting periods. It's not infringing on the Second Amendment. Just allow a little bit of common sense so we don't get the firearms in the hands of bad people. The Republicans see the handwriting on the wall. I think 10 years from now the Republicans are going to say, how did we get this guy Rick Scott elected? Why did we put him in there? He's so bad and out of touch with the average Floridian. Felons' rights. Again, another issue that really falls because most people coming out of incarceration typically go Democratic. But Charlie believed that they paid their debt to society, and he fought for felons' rights. And you're going to see this state starting to change to turn blue over time.
Because my bill is right now sitting on Rick Scott's desk, and he's so vindictive. And trust me when I tell you that. This is one of the most vindictive politicians I have ever seen or known in my life. And I think that this is something that Florida needs. This is not only something that the Democrats need, this is something that the Republicans need. We need a governor who can bring everybody to the table. He's currently spending the highest amount of his money here in Palm Beach County, 11%. We're ground zero, #1. Now, what does that mean? That means that it is up to us to get out the vote. And he can win. We just need the turnout.
There's one person that they're really afraid of in Tallahassee. And that's the man who's going to walk through that door.
Let him come and give it to you. They can call him as his opponent and the man. That's it. So they...
You know, education is our most important civil right for our children and our grandchildren. Literally. There is no other place in the world where alligators and crocodiles coexist. It's amazing. It's really amazing. And if you've ever been out there, you know, on a boat, airboat, had the chance to see it, it's teeming with life. It's amazing to see. You go around every corner and one of those boats is just more birds and more birds and more birds. It's overwhelming. It's beautiful. So on the environment, I try to protect it. We try to buy it. We had a plan with U.S. Sugar to buy about 180,000 acres.
Yeah.
Then the Great Recession hit, and we had to tighten up. But we still got about 73,000 acres. In her book, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas said the only way we're going to save the Everglades is if we buy it and put it in public domain for you, for the people. He wants to drill for oil in the Everglades. Can't make it up. It's unbelievable. So, on the environment, we're good, he's bad. These are talking points for your friends that happen to be the truth. Unlike his ads that he runs on TV all day about me. You know what's funny about that? You know how much money he has spent on TV so far? It's like $14 million. You know how much we have spent on TV so far? Not a dime. Almost $200 more than Rick Scott's doing, and they have, God bless you, and it's important. And they have almost a $2.7 billion surplus in the budget. That's crazy. That's how much they don't value kids. They're taking their money and giving it to corporations in the form of tax cuts. That's wrong. Their priorities are all messed up. Politics has never really been about right versus left. For me, it's been about right versus wrong. Polluting the St. Lucie River and the Caloosahatchee River and the Indian River Lagoon is wrong. And Rick Scott's doing it. And then he blames it on the president. Climate change, we got to fix it. We need to address that. His company, Columbia HCA, largest hospital chain in America at the time. Under his leadership, while he was the CEO and the man in charge, had to pay the largest fine for Medicare fraud in the history of the United States of America. Integrity matters. Mom and Dad told me. That's how they raised us. Tell the truth. Your word is your bond.
Amen.
Be straight with folks. Don't lie to them and don't cheat them. Back to Rick for a minute. During the investigation that, they got this fine, the feds put him under oath. It's okay, say it. Put him under oath. And like any common criminal has a right to do, he pled the Fifth Amendment 75 times. Now, let's understand what that means. I'm a lawyer, and I'm sure there's some other lawyers here, and I was Attorney General, so I know about the Fifth Amendment. But what that means is you have the right not to answer questions that are posed to you that might incriminate you, whatever that means. I'll tell you what it means. It means you don't have to answer a question that if you gave a truthful answer to it, you might go to jail. He felt that 75 times. 75 different ways he could go to jail. Think about that. It is unconscionable. And then to become governor?
Yeah.
Where? Florida? Come on. Okay, so let's compare. Those are his ethics. You know all about it. It's a nightmare. It's more than a disappointment. You know, and then I'm going to talk to teachers. Let's bring it back to why it matters today. He told teachers last year he was going to give them a $2,500 bonus. Any teachers in the room? Did you get it? Nope. You know what they call that? Fraud. Not the truth. Not ethical. Not being honest with you, and you're his boss. I'm going to wrap it up. People have asked me, they said, Charlie, if you win on November the 4th, 4.5 months from now, what will you do different than Rick Scott? Everything. 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 For you. For Florida. Let's win. Let's get this done. God bless you. God bless our beautiful state. Put them on today. Thank you.